Hello, and welcome to the Carla Knits podcast. This is a podcast about knitting, crocheting, and always all of the yarny goodness that I love. Today is Tuesday, January 24th, and this is episode 68. Thank you to all returning viewers. I appreciate you coming back each time to check on my crafty progress. And if you are new to this podcast, thank you so much for stopping by. You can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as cbcraftygirl. And we do have a Ravelry group for Carla Knits. And currently we have 3 make-alongs going on. One is almost ending, so I'll start with that one. So we have the Adventurous Mal 2022. I know I was saying that wrong last time, but the Adventurous Mal 2022, which started December 1st and goes through the end of January. I am co-hosting this with Yarn It Heidi, and this was for using mini skeins, advent calendars, self-striping sock yarn for advent. So anything that you started in the month of December. And so some of you have already finished some beautiful projects, but it goes until the end of January. So if you want to get a finished object photo in that thread, just about a week, I guess it is a week left there from when I'm recording. So it'll be less when I post this. So that I'll be drawing from the chatter and finished object thread. And then Heidi is hosting that hashtag over on Instagram. So using the hashtag Adventurous Mal 2022. I got it this time. I think I'm right. So that make-along is almost coming to an end. The next one is just kind of an informal blanket make-along. So I have 4 different blanket whips that not necessarily actively working on, but I do have 4 blanket whips that I would like to work on in 2023. And so if you'd like to join in, it's just one thread. So chat about what blankets you're making or what patterns you're using, yarns. I guess that's it. And then if you actually finish a blanket, you can post a picture of that twice. So that would count for 2 entries if you actually finish a blanket, which would be tremendous. And it can be a blanket of any size. So it could be a baby blanket, a throw blanket, full size Afghan, whatever goes in there. So really nice and easy. And then the last make-along is Love Your Stash Make-Along 2023, and that is using yarns in our stash prior to January 1st, and it could be patterns that you're using that were in your stash prior to January 1st, including Ravelry patterns, magazines, books, and then you can combine, new yarns as long as you are using, stash yarns as well. If you're using a stash pattern, you can still use new yarn. All of the details are in the Ravelry group. So if you're interested in joining along, links for those will be in the description box down below, as well as any patterns or any projects that I talk about today will be down there as well. All right. Let's see. I am not wearing any knitwear today, but I do have some finished objects that I would like to share with you. I think I'll start with my half object first. So it's a sock. So this is the So Simple Sport Sock by Glenna C. And this is the right sock, so it is going to be, the left sock will mirror the cable, but it does have this fun cable detail going down. And this speckly yarn is Madeline Tosh in the Cosmic Silver. I think I have that right. Cosmic Silver colorway. Just super fun speckles. And so it is Madeline Tosh work sock, which is a very heavy fingering, but really I would say it's sport to DK weight, just how it's working up. So I have the first sock done, and I I'm not going to show my baby whip for the sock because it is just barely cast on with one round. So that is my half finished object for today, and just a beginning of the second sock on the needles. My next finished object, I'm very excited to show you. I am really happy to have this done. I think this shawl turned out beautifully. I hope you can see all of that. And it is, oops, it is quite long. And it has some beautiful lace detail in the cream section. Probably not as discernible, but there's some bobbles and pearl bumps. And I'll just put that on a minute. So, you know, you could wear it. Trying to do this while on camera, maybe not the smartest idea. Probably not. So you could wear it, you know, yeah, I'm not doing this real well. This way. That's how I like to wear my shawls. Or you could wear it, you know, just traditional with, you know, this on your back, but this is, you know, a super nice cozy shawl. So again, this is Knit Night by Tammy Gore. I started this December 28th and I finished it this week and blocked it. The colors that I used, I'm so excited. I used all yarns from Stash. So the pattern is a DK weight pattern, but I took 3 skeins of fingering weight yarn and just held the yarn double. The beautiful burgundy color is Barnyard Knits in the Japanese maple color. The cream speckle is Lolo Did It in the Dowager Countess colorway. And then this beautiful mauvey purple is by Adelaide Cottage, and it's in the Cordelia colorway, which was an Anne of Green Gables inspired colorway. Let's see. I wanted to share how much I actually have left. So of my 3 skeins that I used, I have exactly that much left of the Japanese maple. So it's probably enough that I can use it in a magic knot ball for a crochet blanket. So I have that. There is certainly more of this color. So this is the Cordelia colorway. So there's a good amount there. Let me tell you about the cream, the cream speckled color. I didn't have the tag, you know, from Lolo Did It on there, so I did not know which sock base of hers I was using. So I didn't know the starting yardage. But it was a full skein. It was over 100 grams, so I knew it was a full skein. But when I got down to this bottom section, I ran out of this yarn. I think it was 3 rows from the end. So I do have all of the rows there. What I did was look in my stash, and I happened to have a color that I thought was similar enough. So I caked that up, divided it into 2. This is Madeline Tosh. Is it Melbrigo? No, this is Madeline Tosh. And I don't know if it's a sock base. Again, I didn't have the tag. This is from Old Stash, but it's the Outlander colorway. So it's not an exact match, but it's pretty darn good. And since it's only in the bottom 3 rows, you can't really tell. So so there is none of the Dowager Countess, you know, left. So I pretty much have, you know, 3 full skeins out of my stash. I did have to break into a new skein, and I didn't use all that much. So I think I'm going to hold this double, continue to hold this double, and knit a hat. So then that skein will be fully out of stash. So I think I'm doing pretty good using my stash. I'm pretty excited about that. Definitely excited to have made this beautiful shawl and just pulled colors, you know, with fingering weight yarns. So this is going off to someone that I made this for. but I'm really happy with how it turned out. It was really fun to knit. Yeah, so I really, really love that. And I would make it again, definitely make it again. So those are my half object. I'm just gonna set it behind you guys. Half object and finished object for today. So now to go into some whips. The only sock I have on my needles is that just baby start to that So Simple sport sock. So I'm going to work on that. And I am so torn because I really just want to cast on so many socks. You see all my sock yarn up here and I absolutely love it. But I'm just like, no, you don't want to overwhelm yourself with too many projects. So I'm just like, no, you'll feel better. You get that pair of socks done and then you can, start on another. It felt really good to get that shawl done. And I was working on, 2 shawls at the same time. So the second shawl that I'm going to show is by Cozy Up Knits. It's called the Mini Me 2023 Mystery Shawl. They're calling it Mini Me because it's about the sisters' kids. So each week they share a little bit about their children. So this is a 5-part, so a mystery knit along. You don't know exactly what you're gonna make. You're gonna make a shawl, but you don't know exactly what style, what size. Is it gonna be triangular, circular, just a stole type? So we got the first clue on December 31st, and each week we get additional clue. So the clue is just a different part of the pattern. And so I am on week 4. We just got week 4's clue on Saturday. So I am keeping up with each week. If you are making this and don't want to be spoiled, look away because I am going to hold this up right now. Here, let's see. Here is the shawl, and it's really bunched up on the needles, so I do realize it is hard to share. So I believe when I showed it the last time, I was through clue 2, this section. Last week's section was some bobbles, and the shawl is supposed to be reversed. So I did one strip with bobbles on this side, and then the bobbles are on the reverse side in the next strip. This week's clue, where this bright neon yellow is, oops, I'm going to lose stitches. I don't want to do that. This is twisted rib. So you remember me talking about the seed stitch at the beginning that seemed like it took forever. Well, I feel kind of like I'm back to that because the twisted rib is taking me so long. There are some people in the group that are already done with their twisted ribbing, and I'm just on the first wedge of twisted ribbing. I'm pretty close to being done with it, but then I have a whole nother twisted rib section. I love the look. Don't get me wrong. I love the look of twisted rib. I think that is so sharp. And I love the colors. It is so bright and fun, but it's taking a while. So it is a fingering weight scarf. Let me just share the yarns. The purple yarn is from Fiber MacGyver in the Thistle colorway, and I got that at a local yarn store to me in Lincoln. The rest of these colors came from, with the exclusion of this top one, came from a set by Dialot Studio on Etsy in the Christie in Wonderland colorways. And then this top color, because these sections, keep growing in length, the shawl keeps growing in length, I was worried that my 20-gram mini might not make it. So I had enough of this yellowish, this neon yellow, and it's getting down there now. This was from Weird Sisters Emporium, I think Neon Dreams, and I just thought that bright yellow was kind of a nice pop because we had some bright yellows down there. So I thought that would be really nice to pull that out. And I really do like that fun, bright pop of color. And that has been that part of the twisted ribbing, just, you know, having the bright colors and the bright blips in there. And it has sparkle too, which I don't think you could see, but that part has been fun. We've had so many gray, cloudy days here in Nebraska. So working with this bright pop of color is super, super fun. So almost done with this section. I'll have one more section of this twisted ribbing, and then Saturday night this week, the clue number 5 will come out, and that is going to be the final clue. So I should hopefully have this shawl done by the end of January or probably early February. So really excited how it's growing and happy that I can keep up. I don't know. I kind of feel like I might fall behind this week because this just feels like it's taking so long, and I kind of want to work on other things, but it's my knitting, so I can choose. Do I have the desire to keep up with the knit along, or do I have a bigger desire to work on other things? I guess we will see. Yeah, I guess we'll see. So that is the Mini Me Mystery Shawl. So those are my active whips that I have been working on, I believe. Oh, nope, I do have one more. So I came across this on Instagram, like you do, and I have joined in a crochet along. This is by Woods and Wool. This is Melissa Fisher, and she is a crochet pattern designer, and she is hosting a crochet along on Instagram and in her Facebook group using one of 3 patterns that she has designed. And I am making one that is called One More Chapter Infinity Scarf, and I am using all yarns from my stash. Most are scraps. This is what I have so far. So this is a tube. I will be making 36 stripes and then seaming it together in the end. But I absolutely love how the colors look together. It is just super, super fun and relaxing. And it goes through, I want to say February 16th. I don't know if that's right, but I think it's a 1 month long crochet along, and I don't know if I'll complete it in time, but I saw this pattern. I thought, you know, that would be something really fun to use. You use 20 gram minis. Each color will repeat 3 times, so essentially 12 different colors, which will repeat after that. So I have the creams and pinks and purples and peaches, and I just have a bag of minis to use. So it's fun having a crochet project. I know I say that every so often when I have a crochet project, but I'm really enjoying working on this. Very, very relaxing. So speaking of crochet projects, I have not put any time into my crochet blanket since I showed you guys last time, which you know, I want to be working on the blankets, but this project really spoke to me, so I wanted to work on that. So I did make that choice, and I do hope to get back to my blanket soon. But I think once the mystery shawl is done, and that was something I really wanted to do. I knew about that, you know, in the fall, and I knew I was going to do that in January, and that takes up a good chunk of my time in January. But once that is done, you know, hopefully I will find my way back to that crochet blanket and keep working on that. But in the meantime, I'm enjoying crocheting on this. All right. I said last time that I would talk about some, I was going to say fall plans. Nope, it's not fall. Talk about some 2023 knitting plans. I did not make a Make 9. I am not going to make a Make 9, but I'm just going to share some things. One whip that I am going to be working on, that's a pullover from last fall. And then this is going to go a little bit with stash enhancement, yeah, some things that I got for Christmas or stash enhancement. So, let's see. Let me grab this down here. I don't know. I'm a little disorganized today, guys. I'm sorry. I think I'll first show you a little bit of stash enhancement. So for Christmas, Jeff got me this book by Lina Publication. It's 52 Weeks of Socks. Do any of you have this book? I have looked through. This is a beautiful book. But the print is super, super small. It is really, really small for the pattern. So I think because I own the book now, I will probably copy and maybe blow up a pattern page. There is one in here that I am interested in making pretty early on or pretty soon. It is the Una sock. So it's that all over lace texture. So I think that would be really pretty. And I have just a simple yarn, simple plain Patton's yarn that I think would go nice with that. So I definitely want to use this. I have looked through this a couple times, and I think this is just a great book to look at every so often and dream about all of the socks in here. But a beautiful, beautiful book from Jeff. Let's see. My mom knows I love my, hi mom, knows I love making dishcloths. So she found some dishcloth cotton. This is Crafter's Secret Cotton that she purchased at Hobby Lobby. I have never used this brand, but these bright pinky colors, she knows my colors well. So I am either just plain dishcloth. So I'm not going to do anything with a pattern in it because, you know, the variegated yarn. So I'm either going to do, you know, some kind of variation on, you know, grandmother's favorite dishcloth, or I might do a crochet dishcloth because that would be fun and that would go even faster. So these are really fun cotton colors. And then let's see, I went yarn shopping with a friend and I got this yarn. So this is Cory Confetti by La Bien Amie. And let me see, it is comprised of a mix of recycled natural fibers. So all of those little blips of color in there, recycled fibers. And this particular skein of yarn spoke to me. And Mom, I'm wondering if you would know why. This reminds me of a bowl that my mom has. This is your macaroni salad bowl, Mom. So it's a melamine bowl. I think it's, you know, this color, and it has all of those colorful specks in it. And I saw that, and right away I thought, that's just like my mom's bowl. So I probably will make a hat of some kind out of this. If you have any ideas for this special skein of yarn, I should see what weight it is. It looks like a worsted weight to me, maybe DK. It's 250 yards, so I'm going to say that's probably a DK weight, but it might be able to go for either. So let me know if you have a good hat pattern that would really showcase this fun yarn. And then this is going a little bit into some knitting plans. I have a couple skeins of this kind of falling apart, but this is Debbie Bliss Baby Cashmerino. So I have two of this color, light pink, and then two of the dark gray. And I am going to make a pair of mittens with this. My friend Lois had a pair of mittens that she made. They're, you know, it's a lined mitten, and I absolutely fell in love. She brought them to our knit group. I got to try it on. I'm like, that is a nice warm mitten. So the pattern is called Karen Double Layer Mittens, and it's by Lux Adorna Knits, and I just think they are so pretty. So these are the colors I chose, and now I don't know if I should do pink on the inside or outside and vice versa. So what would you do? I don't know. This would, I mean, this on the outside, and then you would see you know, pink, a little bit of pink through the eyelets, or vice versa. So I'm not sure which way I want to do. When I bought it originally, I thought I would do this on the outside, this on the inside, but I kind of keep going back and forth in my mind. So that will someday become a pair of mittens. And then I think this is the last that I will show you for today. When we had some of my husband's family here for our son Aaron's wedding, his uncle Stu was here, and I had knit him a cable hat many years ago, a blue cable hat, and he said, I really would like a scarf to go along with this hat. So I think it was before I was using Ravelry like to record my projects, because I don't have the color. I remember it was either a Madeline Tosh or a Malabrigo. I think it was a Malabrigo yarn, and it turned out beautiful, but I don't exactly remember the colorway, except that it was a lovely shade of blue. But I found this blue. This is Barocco Vintage, and it's just color number 5146. So I have 3 skeins of this, and I am planning to make the Quay scarf by Jared Flood. So I was just thinking about this. How soon should I start this for next Christmas? I mean, it's like a 6-foot cable scarf. Is that right? No, yeah. I think 72 inches maybe. So I probably should start that sooner than later. But that's definitely on my plans. I just think this shade of blue is just stunning. So that will be coming up. And I'm going to set my yarn down and then just share some more knitting plans. So again, I did not make a Make 9, but there are definitely projects that I'm interested in making. I do have my, let's see, did I bring it? Yep. I do have my sweater that I just barely started in the fall, and I did show it on the podcast, but I have not worked on it in a few months, but I really would like to get back to it. This is, let me remind myself, the Fall Frolic Sweater by Samantha Gurin. And actually, where that stitch marker is where I was when I showed it. So I have done some work on that colorwork sweater, but it is a fingering weight sweater, so it is going to take some time. The yarns that I am using, let's see if I can remember. The purple is Fuzzy Cactus yarn, and the colorway is Eclipse. So it's that beautiful deep purple. I love that. And then the contrast color, that really light color. And I don't know if you can pick up the subtleties in the color. So it's not just one solid color, but there's actually many different colors. This is a Stress Knits yarn, and there's some pale icy blues, some peaches. I mean, there's just a lot of depth of color in that. And that color is called Winter's Day. That's really lovely. So there's even some like gray speckles in there. So that is the color, or that is the yarn I'm using for the color work portion. So I really would like to get back to this, and I'm hoping, since I've been away from it so long, that I marked my pattern appropriately so I can pick it right back up and knit on it. I'm planning to finish my the mystery shawl first. I would like to finish that mystery shawl, that fingering weight project, and then pick my sweater back up. Then let's see, I guess I'll stick with sweaters for a little while. So a couple sweaters. I definitely want to make a love note, and I talked about hosting a love note along. So that is still something I want to do. The Willity by This Bird Knits. I would like to make that. And for that I have, I guess I'll show the yarns when they come up. But for the Willity, I have like a nice pink, like a Barbie pink, to use for that. One more sweater I'll share is called Favorite Flannel Cozy by Alicia Plummer. I believe that's a worsted weight sweater. So I really like the texture on there. I think that would be fun to make. I have, I have several sweaters I want to make. Several, more than several, lots of sweaters I want to make, but I need to be realistic about it and just enjoy each one as I'm making it. And that's what I'm telling myself about the shawl. Just enjoy the process, enjoy the yarn. But I'm definitely a product knitter. You know, I see something beautiful. It's like, I want to make that now. I want that now. So I do need to enjoy the process. And I do enjoy the active knitting very much. It is definitely my, calming down thing when I have, when I'm anxious and I knit some stitches. All is so good. Let's see. Let me just share a couple more things. There is the Drift Lines cowl by Shannon Cook. I have yarn for that, so that is definitely something I would like to make. So, sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. And then a new pattern that was just released yesterday definitely caught my eye. And this is by So Happy Jane, and it's called Scandi Bloom Cowl. So Scandinavian, but Scandi Bloom Cowl. You guys know I love flowers. And, a lot of times my clothes have flowers on. I'm pretty plain today. But this is a beautiful colorwork cowl. She has kits in her shop, but I'm like, no. You have yarn that you can use. So I have a beautiful skein of green yarn that I'm probably going to use, and it's finger weight doubled, and then either DK weight scraps that I have or fingering weight scraps doubled to do this cowl. So I'm very, very excited about this. It's really pretty. So I'm not sure what will come up first when I'm ready to cast something on, but you guys will be the first to know for sure. So I think that is it for today. I hope, to edit this video and get it posted soon. And I hope to have, pictures of all these things that I'm talking about, the different projects, so that you can see those too. I think that's it. I guess I'll just share a little bit of chatter. I am getting better with my sinus infection. I will go see an ear, nose, throat specialist sometime in February, just because I tend to get sinus infections a lot. So I figured that was a good thing to do. And a lot of you were kind with good well wishes, so I appreciate that. We got snow last week. Not a whole lot. There are different parts of Nebraska that really got a lot. My son Ryan got, almost a foot of snow, but where we are, we just got a couple of inches. We got more rain, but we still have snow on the ground, and it was so nice to see. We had ice, and so we actually had 2 snow days last week, mainly because of that ice. And I was out. I had to go teach one of those days at the college. So the college doesn't get a snow day. But even the grass was slick to walk across. So that was kind of crazy. But if you've been here a while, you know that I love the snow, and it's just beautiful. So I'm very, very thankful. My snow loving heart is very, very thankful. This weekend coming up, Jeff and I will be traveling to check out the second job where he has an offer. So no decisions have been made yet, but probably will be, early to mid-February. So I'll also keep you guys posted on that. I think that's it. Just settling back into the work routine, which has been a little strange with snow days and everything. And this week I've got some kids out at my elementary school with either they're on vacation or some sick kids. So just trying to settle into some kind of routine. But with that, I think I will end here. I hope that you are all doing well. I would appreciate it if you liked this video, give me a thumbs up, consider subscribing. I'd love it if you join us in the Ravelry group with any of the make-alongs. That would be so much fun. If you ever want to get a hold of me, you can always send me a message on Ravelry or a message on Instagram. I'd love to hear from you. I love getting to know you guys. I know there is one other thing I wanted to say. So I tried to do a Zoom knitting yesterday, and I had posted a link in the group. I had sent a couple people the link because I wasn't sure if they would see it in the Ravelry group. And I thought I started it correctly. But come to find out later that someone tried to join and said there was another meeting in progress. So apparently I started a different meeting and not the one that I had sent everybody the link to. So I'm sorry, guys. I am so technologically challenged. So I will let you guys know again. I'll post it in the Ravelry group and send it to you. If there are any new viewers here, if you are interested in Zoom knitting, trying Zoom knitting with Carla, if she gets it right, send me a message or watch the Ravelry group. I put it in the Stash Make a Long Chatter thread. So sorry to those of you who may have tried, but we'll try again at some point again. So I hope that you are all doing well and are taking time to enjoy your makings, your crocheting, your knitting, or whatever brings you joy. So take care, guys, and I'll see you again in a couple weeks. Bye-bye.